Hey, what is up, everyone? This is a recording as of April 9th, 2019, about RightCTA's beta program. What you're about to see is active or updated as to the state. I can't guarantee that if you're watching this a day later, a week later, or especially a few weeks later, that everything you're about to see can't change. But I want to give you a quick jump start into how RightCTA works, what's possible, and why this is going to be honestly the best thing you've ever done for on-site conversions. So I've set up a fake new account with no data, anything in it, and I want to walk you through how you go about using RightCTA to profile your visitors, but also to generate opt-ins. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a widget. So a widget is, right now there's only two options. There's toasters and sticky bars. We're rolling out a lot more, but a widget at the end of the day is really just a place where we can either ask a question or present an offer. So it's basically on-site real estate that you can inject whatever the current offer for the person is into it. So I'm going to start with a toaster widget. I'm going to leave all the default settings in terms of coloring and display targeting and so on. You're free to go through that. One thing I do want to mention is the coming soon language here for display targets. Those are actually live. So ignore that it says coming soon. Those are functional. So you can target different displays and devices and so on. Visibility, you're probably going to have it be immediately on page load, but you can change it to be based on scroll percentage or whatever else. And the big thing here is you can also hide RightCTA from showing up on certain pages. I usually get it not on I don't want it on my checkout page, my cart page, or anything like that. I want people there to be focused on buying. So typically I would have it be across your entire site, across your entire blog, but hide it from key sales pages maybe, or checkout pages and so on. And then finally, we ask, what questions would you like to pitch? Now, I don't have any segment groups to ask questions off of yet. So I'm going to set that up in a second. But the way that the widgets work at the moment are, you're able to ask one or a series of questions and then pitch them on a personalized offer based off that. So I don't have any questions loaded into RightMessage yet to ask. Eventually, with the new interface we're working on, you're going to be able to ask or create new questions directly in line. But for right now, you need to leave RightCTA to ask or to create new questions. So I'll do that in a second. And then finally, we're going to be pitching people off of when we have certain data, we're going to pitch them based off of data we have about them along with our relationship with them. So are they anonymous? Are they a subscriber? And so on. All right, so I'm going to just create this for now. It's a blank toaster widget. There's nothing, I haven't set up anything, but I do want to set up a question. So remember, segment groups contain segments, and questions are just user-facing methods of letting somebody self-segment. I know that's a lot to digest, but basically the way things work are when you set up a segment group in RightMessage, you can set up segments within it. So industry might be a segment group, and then you have finance, retail, nonprofit, and so on. You can behaviorally put people into those segments. So you can look at data in your email marketing app. You can look at refer data. You can look at ad click data. Or as a fallback, you can ask people to self-segment. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. I'm going to add a new segment group by clicking the add button up here. I'm going to, let's just make it simple. I'm going to choose what industry do you work in. And this is going to set up a few basics for us. So this all looks good. Again, I don't want to auto segment or behaviorally segment yet. I could go in there and look at, I could say if they came from the domain retailblog.com, then assume they're retail, but I'm just going to leave it blank for now. Question widgets, I'm going to leave this as the default because I haven't loaded this into a widget just yet. So this isn't actually represented anywhere as a question that somebody can self-segment from. Syncing with drip, this is a big one. If you want to make it so when people are using RightCTA and answer different questions, we can sync data up to your email marketing app. So I'm integrated with drip in this account. Let's say the age custom field is what I'd want to store data into. It should be actually the industry field. I could go and just set these up really quickly. So if they choose retail, it will set, in this case, the age custom field to be retail. And that's also bidirectional. So if somebody comes back to the website on, say, a different device than the one they were surveyed on, let's say they were surveyed on their phone, and then later on they're on their iMac and they get an email from you and they click over from that email to your website, because you'll have stored that data in their record in your email marketing app, we won't ask them what industry are they in, because we already know this because we have this data two directionally synced. Okay, so I've set this up. I think I'm going to ask one more question. I want to know what their job role is. So executive, owner, marketing, technical support. Again, this all looks good. I'm not going to go through the syncing part, but again, you would want to sync this to be going to a certain custom field within your email marketing app. Okay, so I have two questions. I'm going to now go back to the toaster, and I'm going to click over to the Write Ask tab, and I want to ask these two questions. So what will happen here is I'm first going to ask, what industry do you work in? And then I'm going to ask, what role do you have within your company? Cool. Okay, this looks good. So if I were to publish this right now, they would go to the website, a toaster would pop up, would ask them, what industry do you work in? It would then ask them what their role is, and then it would say thanks. It wouldn't actually show them an offer because I haven't set up an offer or an offer funnel just yet. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've done this. I'm now going to go back. I'm going to leave the widget. I'm going to click over to offer funnels, and I'm going to create a new offer funnel. I'll call this my main funnel. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and this is completely up to you how you set this up. I typically go from starting with the first node, the first decision node, and I'll explain what that means in a second, to be based off, are they a subscriber? If so, go this way, or are they anonymous? If so, go this way. So I'm going to do that, and it's really simple. I click the plus, I click branch by condition, I click the little question mark, edit this condition, and choose anonymous. So what this will do is, if they're anonymous, so if they're on your site and they're anonymous, they'll go down the yes path. If they're a subscriber, meaning they're not anonymous, they'll go down the no path. Down the no path, I might want to just set things up to be ready for the future. So I could look at if they had the tag of customer. Do I have a customer tag? No, I don't. I'll add one. So if they had the tag customer, then they'll go down this path. And again, only subscribers would go down this path. You're never going to have a anonymous person tagged customer because they're not in your email marketing database. Okay, so I've set this basic funnel up, and then I'm going to do something a little more complex, and I'm going to say branch by segments within a segment group. So remember those we asked about industry and job role? I'm going to do that right here. I'm going to ask, I want to pitch maybe a different lead magnet depending on their industry. So I'm going to click the what industry do you work on? And what this is going to do is this is going to populate out a bunch of pathways that people will go down depending on how they answer that industry question. So what they'll do is they'll go to your site. They'll be prompted with a question that says, what industry are you in? Say they choose hospitality. And then if we had an offer under hospitality, we would, after they answer that question along with the job role question, because I've set it up that way, they would get an offer based off of hospitality. Ditto for finance or retail or any of these different things. I'm going to show you how to create the offers. Again, in future versions of RightCTA, you'll be able to create an offer without ever leaving your offer funnel. But for right now, we need to step out of the offer funnel and go back. So go back. I'm going to create a new offer, and I'm going to call this my hospitality lead magnet. Okay. So once I'm in here, I'm going to click preview as toaster so we have an idea of what it will look like. Download our guide for hospitals. We'll have some text here, and then send me the guide. And I'm going to have it collect email addresses. So this will get an opt-in if they're anonymous. And I'm going to tag them with clicked option A. Again, you would want to have data or tags within your email marketing app. So when they, click submit, it will add them to your email marketing database, but it will also apply that tag. So you can then trigger off an automation that sends them the book, but also maybe sends them on a nurturing sequence for hospitals or something like that. And then I could just say, thanks for submitting. Check your mail. Okay, so I've created an offer here, And this is going to be targeting hospitality companies. And I want to say something like, as a busy executive, you know how important it is for your hospital to do cool things. Our guide. Okay, you ready to have your head blown in the best way possible, or your mind blown, I should say? You would think that I would need to go and create one of these different offers per industry. So I'd need to create a retail one, a finance one, a hospitality one, and so on. But we don't need to do that. I'm going to change this to be anonymous lead magnet. I'm going to rename it. Again, the name doesn't really matter. But I'm going to select hospitals here. I'm going to click personalize. And I'm going to choose my industry segment group that I've created. So the fallback will be business, let's say. So this means if we don't have, for whatever reason, if they haven't answered a question, like what industry are you in, this will be the fallback. Now we're forcing them to answer this question before they see this offer. So in this case, they'll always have that industry set, so don't need to really worry about the default. But what we can do here is, what's our phrasing again? It's something like download our free guide for business. So retail companies, finance companies, hospitals, academics, nonprofits, government agencies. So again, the reason I don't have just like each, a hospital wouldn't be a hospital company. It would just be a hospitals, right? So you would use your discretion to come up with how we should show to the end user a bit of text. So in this case, what will happen will be download our free guide for hospitals, download our free guide for government agencies, and so on. So I'll do that here. I can also do the same thing here, or I'm going to actually copy. Let's just copy this. I'm going to paste that there. So we have the same thing here. So as a busy executive, you know how important it is for your business to do cool things, download our guide. And remember, we're asking people what their job role is. So we can do the same thing here. I'm going to highlight the busy executive part. I tie this to what is your role. Busy executive sounds good for this. As in default, maybe employee. I don't know. As a marketer, as a technician, as a support agent, and as a employee, I guess is a good other. All right, so what's going to happen here is we're going to make it so if they answer hospital and they answer marketer or marketing, I think, the offer they get will say, download our guide for hospitals. As a marketer, you know how important it is for your hospitals to do cool things, download our guide. This should be like this. I think it doesn't really matter, but remember I made this to be plural, right? Your retail company. I'm going to just make this singular just for the heck of it. Nonprofit, government agency. All right. So this is a little more clean, right? As a marketer, you know how important it is for your hospital to do cool things. Download our guide. Send me the guide. Cool. All right. So I've created this anonymous lead magnet. I'm going to go back to my offer funnel, and I'm going to get rid of this thing because I don't really need a branch anymore. This would make sense to do it this way that I've set it up here. Would make sense if you had a separate offer for every single, and you might want to do this. You might want to have people who are in hospitality get one ebook, education get another ebook, so on and so forth. But I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm just going to make it so anonymous people get pitched on the anonymous lead magnet. And again, they're only going to get offered after we've collected industry and job role. So the lead magnet will be fully personalized based off of those two data points. So it'll change depending on that. And I think we have 7 industries and maybe 6 job roles. I'm failing at math, 42 different combinations, right? So there are 42 different variations of that lead magnet that can be shown. Really, really good stuff. All right, so we want to do the same thing also down funnel. So if they're already a subscriber, maybe I want to create a new offer called entry level course. Maybe subscribers, we want to get them to buy an entry level course. Um, check out our course. Again, I'm going to click preview as toaster. You'll love it. Learn more. And here I'm going to have them go to the URL/course. So if they're coming back and they're a subscriber, they're not going to see the opt-in form. They're going to see this. And I can also do fun things like my personalized stuff again, right? I can choose the, I can go and I can add some complexity and have it be addressing them as, hey, marketer, hey, technician, hey, whatever, if I wanted to. So again, you can do all that stuff really in any offer that you've created. Okay, so I've created the entry-level course. I'm also going to create an offer for mastermind retreat. So people who've bought the course, we want to really, or maybe membership site, probably be better. So what this will do is this will buy our membership site, same thing, learn more, membership. It'll look something like that. Great. So I've created these two offers. Now I'm going to go back to my offer funnel. I'm going to say if they're tagged customer, we want to pitch them on the membership site. If they're not a customer, we want to get them to buy the entry-level course. So what's really nice about this is you can visually now map out pretty complex funnels based off of, here I'm just doing it off of their status in your email marketing app. But I could go complex. I could have done something where I'm, let me give you an example of what I'm doing it over here. You could go pretty complex and do something like this, where I have separate lead magnets depending on your company size. If you're solo, you get this. If you are an agency, you get that. And I'm even doing things like if you are an agency and then I ask you a question saying, are you interested in one-on-one coaching for your agency? If they click yes, I drive them to a thing that will let them book a call with me, a paid call. If they click they're not interested in coaching, I will just give them a lead magnet I've created for agencies. So you can do really, really advanced things. Again, I'm pitching. I haven't even set this up fully yet. It's so new, but I'm able to pitch different things to different people based on data, in this case, within my email marketing account, along with how they've been surveyed. So that's a quick crash course on RightCTA. Again, you're going to want to make sure, let me go back to my fake account. You're going to want to make sure that you have some questions that you're pitching people so that when the toaster is shown, we're going to ask these two questions first. If we don't know the data, if they've answered these two questions and then left and then came back a week later, we'll remember that. So we'll go straight to the offer in this case. So you can set up your widgets to ask questions, and then after data's come in, we'll then pitch them. Oh, I forgot to actually map it to an offer funnel. So now I'm mapping the widget to the main funnel that I've created. So that's how easy it is. Again, it's getting I can't wait to show you the new user experience or UX improvements we're making. Right now, it's a lot of bouncing out and going back and forth and so on, but the power's there, and we're getting some crazy results from people who are having a survey funnel that leads into a personalized pitch. Again, the thing that took me 3 minutes to set up, 42 variations of a call to action. Good luck doing that with Sumo. Good luck doing that with OptiMonster. It's just not possible. So again, if you have any questions, let us know at our support channel, support@rightmessage.com. We're happy to help, and thank you for being a part of the beta. Your feedback is, and it's huge for us. We need to hear from you. So let us know what you think. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know what we can do better, and we'll do our best to accommodate and make that happen. All right, thanks, guys.